Welcome back to my Maya Top Gear series, and in this video we have the Bitch. The Bitch is number 2 on the list with SMGs because of its incredible power, its ammo efficiency, its range of use, and its kind of ease of use. So the Bitch here, I have a Hyperion and Bandit grip, and I'm going to go over that in a second. But the Bitch's special effect is not only the 75% critical hit damage, but how fast it gets to max accuracy. See, even with the Bandit grip with less accuracy, this thing gets to max accuracy very fast, has a big mag, as long as you crit, has a ton of power, fast fire rate, just great DPS. This is a gun that's great for bosses, mobbing, raiding. You know, it's not quite the Sandhawk level on bosses and raiding, but I think, especially with the B, but it's still very good with the B, and mobbing it probably comes out ahead, and maybe, I don't know about some bosses, but it's pretty damn close. One nice thing about this, because it's so tight, you can more accurately crit than you can with the Sandhawk, but also, if you are using the amp shield with stuff, that 75% critical hit bonus does go into the amp shield, which is pretty sweet. So, parts-wise for farming this thing, first off, the stock does not matter. The stock does not matter because this thing's accuracy, that's part of its red text, is how fast it gets to max accuracy. You're not going to really notice a difference between stocks, so just don't sweat the stock. Next on the grip, I actually prefer the Bandit grip. Now, if I'm going to compare these two here, you have 219,000 versus 209, so about 10,000 more. And you might say 10,000 is nothing, but remember, this is the Naked Gun card. If I take the Catcoms 138%, Accelerate, Wreck, Reaper into it, plus critical hit with Mind's Eye, and matching elements, at that point, that 10,000, without matching elements, that 10,000 is 116,000 per shot. Now, if I match elements, it's over 200,000 difference in damage per bullet. 200,000 per bullet with a fire rate of 8.7, which gets increased, that is a big deal. And that's why I go with the Bandit grip. Now, the Bandit grip does have a slower reload, but it also has more in the magazine, and the accuracy doesn't matter. Now, because I have 10 out of 5 foresight and 4 out of 5 inertia, on kill, and I usually reload on kill, not always, sometimes I just have to reload, but I have 40% there and another 50% there. So I have 90% reload speed reduction. And because of the way this will do math, what you would do here is you would take 3.0 divided by 1.9. Well, 3.0 gets more out of that than the 2.1. So the gap of that reload speed actually closes with your skills. And that's why I'd rather take the magazine than the reload speed. And like I said, that's a lot of damage. And this thing, with the right setup, has one-shot, one-kill potential. And SMGs with that is pretty damn impressive. So probably not Slag. Ah, I threw that way over them. That was bad shooting there. But you can see here, it takes them out pretty damn well. Really? Alright, Slag, go away. But you can see how well this kills. Even without Slag, it kills pretty well. But one of the other nice things about it is you can hip fire it, unlike the Sandhawk. And you don't have a minimum or really max range for this thing. This thing has incredible range. What the hell is that guy? There he is. Alright, this time I did it right. It's much softer on the ammo. It's not as good with chain reaction. You can see just how fast I killed him. Where's your head? Not doing the greatest with him because he's not cooperating. But he went down easy enough, and I have plenty of ammo left, but I'm just going to hit these up because I'm here. So the fact that this has just such superior range is one reason I really love it. You stop ducking and rolling. And you can see there, you do not need slag to kill with it, which is definitely kind of a top gear marker. Slag obviously helps, but it is not a prerequisite for these guns. I gotta be careful. And you can see with that wreck bonus that fire rate is ridiculous.
Explosives!
And that's also why I love the Quasar with my strip those shields so I can just match elements. And one guy left before Oni and crew. Where's your head? Alright, we'll let them come out. I don't have access to his crit here the way I phase locked him, so that can be considered a drawback to it. I need to get away from that bomb. Sometimes hate the Oni fight because these guys. If I can just get to his crit spot without these guys running on me, I can kill him pretty easily, but these guys can be a pain in the butt. Where'd you go, Oni? Okay, there's Oni. So I actually used about similar ammo, but I didn't proceed against Oni nearly as well with his buddies. Just because that first phase lock put its back to me and I couldn't put much damage on him, and then those guys kept coming. So that didn't work out as well. I didn't really demonstrate the ammo efficiency of it as well. And I should probably just start getting its chest in case cool things come out of it. Doesn't take that much longer to do.
Whoa.
I mean, that's nothing really good, but it's cool seeing that many E-techs. You can see there, just one-on-one enemies though, it takes a lot less bullets to kill. You know, a single burst with the Sandhawk is 12 bullets, where this thing was killing them a lot less than that. So I got my scoring back. Blow up those barrels. Make sure they're gone. So use some better. Whoa. Didn't like that guy hopping on me. You can see there, even without crits, when I couldn't get to that guy's crit, I put a lot of damage on him. Are you dead? Is he dead and just standing there? That was kind of cool. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. I've seen weird death animations, but that one's new. But yeah, the extreme accuracy of this thing really helps.
Another down.
Where's your friend?
Bam.
And chain reaction there, you see, almost took him out. That was bad shooting at him. I was just below it. So I'll stop and get these. And get these guys out.
Enough.
And you can see how effective it was on them. It absolutely wrecked all of them. So next should be this door.
Quiet. Another down.
Didn't have as good of chain reaction there, but almost. And that guy just melted. Another Remington's Edge, that's cool. Might as well hit up a few of these while I'm here. And move on to the last phase of it. Where are you going?
Hold it.
I'm going to group those guys up because I didn't like that bomb.
And stay down.
You can see there, just easily take care of that whole group of phase-locked enemies. Guy in my face. You know, it doesn't have that min-max range of the Sandhawk. It kind of has almost unlimited range. Especially with the scope on this thing, you know, you can go both near and far with it. And its fire rate with wreck is ridiculous. You see those guys, not even that bad to handle.
Goodbye.
There was a one shot. Well, I took a few shots, but it killed him with that one hit. That's what I was kind of talking about this thing. Just having that one shot potential. When you need to conserve ammo, you really can. Now, because it shoots so fast, sometimes you just shoot a bit more, but it gives you that option. Whoa. I was trying to do that in as few bullets as possible. Didn't work out the best. So these guys, I shouldn't have phase locked him. Oh well, it's back.
Explosives!
Where are these tyrants? He's got that weird head movement that I don't like. And this guy's flanking me. So I'll just go up and kill him this way.
You stop.
Where's your head?
That was awesome!
Alright, now his buddy shouldn't be too hard. Like I said, it doesn't have that chain reaction synergy that the Sandhawk does. On this guy here, here's his head, and there's his body. He's dead. So, you know, it deals with him really well. Not quite at that Sandhawk level. Like I said, the Sandhawk is almost at that broken point, especially when you use the B with it. But the bitch is damn close. It's just insanely good, insanely powerful, incredibly versatile. I used about the same ammo consumption, and I like to say this is a more ammo-friendly gun, but in this test it really wasn't, so I'm not going to stress that as much. But it is absolutely fantastic. However, Sandhawk's a quest reward, and this, although most legendaries are not hard to get, it's a legendary from the bunker. And the bunker, since he has a crowded loot pool, is one of the worst farms in the game. He's easy to kill, but to actually get him to drop something is hard. So that's why I stressed the parts with this. So I'm going to go back to that one more time. So stock doesn't matter. Grip, either Bandit or Hyperion, will be very fantastic. The difference between them is minimal. The next part of his accessory. So this can... I think it's powerful enough to have 3 accessory options without kind of accepting a subpar bitch. I like the damage because it has a high critical hit bonus. I like to get the most out of that with the damage prefix. And you saw with Maya, when you phase lock with a wreck, you don't need fire rate help. But the fire rate accessory is a damn good accessory also because, you know, fire rate really increases DPS. Third, with SMGs, you can get a reload prefix, which isn't bad. It doesn't have a bad reload, but increasing your reload speed is always a very good thing. So that's another good prefix you can get for it. And then the last option... Actually, well, those would be the 3 I would accept. So 2 grips, all the stocks, and 3 accessories. And I think then you've got a pretty spectacular bitch. Now, this is a gun that's good enough that no accessory is fine. A bladed won't even hurt it. And the other accessory, I think, is stability, which is kind of stupid on this gun, but, you know, it doesn't hurt it. So, you know, if you would get a Bandit or Doll grip and the right element that you're looking for, I almost wouldn't care about anything else if you're farming it, because it's such a bitch to farm. I would just go for the element you want in a Bandit or Doll grip. After that, I would kind of accept anything, to be honest. But if you get one of those 3 prefix I mentioned, damage, fire rate, or reload, then you kind of hit the jackpot. So that is the bitch. Hope you guys enjoyed. Come check out the Top Gear if you haven't read them before. And there's other Top Gears for every single character in both Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. No one ever really went back to doing Borderlands 1. Maybe I'll suggest that to people. That would be cool. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.